If anybody's going to speak tonight, you can sign in over on the side there. Thank you.
Should be awesome.
Why do I need my phone? Okay. Can I just email it?
Everybody roll?
Yes, we are.
All right. And I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I would like to move to accept tonight's agenda for May 24th, 2021, if I may have a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Any opposed? So carried. All right, welcome everyone who's here tonight. We actually began the meeting at 5:30. We had an executive session to discuss the two contracts that we would be up for approval later on in the meeting. And also, just to catch everyone up, we administered the oath of office to our two new board members. Marissa, unfortunately, couldn't be with us tonight. So Dr. Patricia Buckler has been appointed District Clerk Pro Tem for the meeting. And she administered the oath of office to two new board members. Now, normally, new board members are sworn in at the organizational meeting, which is always somewhere around the beginning of July. This year will be July 1st, as with that the terms for the board begin on July 1st. Since we had two vacancies this year on the board, one due to the sudden death of Ann Orr on April 17th, and the other vacancy was created. Gemma Fournier moved out of the district, and that was mid-May. And that happened kind of suddenly also. As you know, if anyone who's ever bought or sold a house, her house sold much quicker than anticipated, and she ended up moving out of the district a little bit early, so that created a vacancy. So with 8 candidates being elected for the 3 seats, the two of those candidates, then for Gemma's seat and Ann's seat, began their term immediately, which began at this meeting. And we swore them in just prior to the executive session so that they could then go into executive session. And we, as we reviewed the contracts. So I would like to welcome both Julie and Annika. So congratulations, ladies. That is not it at all. Kind of a running joke. So at this point, we are going to allow you to have 2 community members who have signed. Okay, are you? Yeah, I'm not sure that was something that we normally done, but we can look at that. Are you discussing the same topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here, let me go over how we have community comments is something that we offer it to it's important to hear what community members have to say. So I think it's exactly how we have our rules and regulations. One of the most important duties of the Lewiston-Porter Board of Education is to listen to the public.
I can't hear you.
One of the most important duties of the Lewiston, you can read it as well, it's right on the agenda. Duties of the Lewiston-Porter Board of Education is to listen to the public. Accordingly, time will be set aside at regular monthly board meetings for members of the public to address the board. A sign-up sheet will be provided for the individuals listening to address the board. When speaking, please identify yourself first. Speak clearly and loudly enough for everyone in the room to hear you. Speakers are requested to limit their remarks to no more than 3 minutes. Appoint a spokesperson if the concern is a group concern, and supplement the presentations with written reports if necessary or desired. Personal comments with a member of the community, staff, or Board of Education will not be considered appropriate. So usually when we say group concern, if it's the same topic, we usually have somebody appoint someone to speak for the group. And as far as yielding your time, I know that's something that they do, in the House of Representatives or the Senate. That's not normally something that, then we have 6 minutes to address the board. If your comments go over that 2 minutes, we're always accountable for that. So, I guess we'll just let you come on up and so then Mr. Adam will be speaking.
I'm speaking out today. Great concern for our community. The Google Doc that was sent out by Mr. Kaminsky on May 21st was very alarming to me as well as others. Highlighting what was stated under the Niagara County Department of Health paragraph, Mr. Kaminsky stated fact the following statements that are false and it is perpetuating misleading narrative. The vaccine is our only ticket out of this pandemic. The vaccine is safe and effective for our children. I challenge Mr. Kaminsky to show factual evidence that the vaccine is safe and effective for our children, not adults, our children. Right now, we as an international community know for fact the vaccine is for emergency use only, as the FDA has not fully approved it, which in most prior cases result in 8 to 10 years of data testing in order to approve. The pharmaceutical research community has done minimal trials on the trial group of children ranging from 18 years and younger, as well as 0 reproductive studies on the effects of fertility in children. There is 0 long safety data because there is no placebo group being followed. Therefore, we will never know the adverse effects result from vaccinating this group. The aforementioned was stated to me from a top neurologist who did his fellowship focusing on individuals suffering from MS. As a top neurologist at a local Trauma 1 hospital, who is heavily invested in research at local medical schools in Western New York. He too cautions against vaccinating this group of individuals, as well as other top radiologists at internationally recognized local cancer research institute. It is through their assistance during my research that I come to you with this primary data to bring caution to the initiatives being perpetuated within our local school district. Additionally, on a national level, the Houston Methodist Health System, whose hospital was established during the height of the Spanish influenza pandemic, has numerous doctors testifying under oath to the Texas State Senate, cautioning against the mandatory vaccine to ward off COVID-19. Of those doctors is Dr. Angelina Perella, a pediatrician with 25 years experience, who stated, "This is a very scary situation we are in right now." She further stated when questioned that she has never seen such a high number of deaths being reported to the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, otherwise known as VAERS, which reports some 4,000 deaths and 222,000 reported side effects to date. On average, only 1% of adverse effects are reported to VAERS on drugs and vaccines in the past, and now we're at 38% reporting on COVID-19 vaccination. Think what it is for children 18 and younger who haven't been studied with no placebo group to reference. Dr. Perella stated that she has never seen a vaccine skip animal testing before human trial, especially not to children, and that another vaccine would have been pulled from the market. To note, Dr. Perella is not an anti-vaxxer, and she has given tens of thousands of vaccines in her office. Now, I'm aware that vaccines are pertinent to the safety and study of students at all grade levels. Our students have received vaccines in order to be able to perform in the classroom. However, those vaccines have been thoroughly tested and researched with time, and in doing so, it is safe and wise for our children to receive them as they interact safely with our other students. My gripe is not with the vaccine itself, but the lack of transparency and acknowledgement for you to state that there is enough research surrounding the current vaccination to back COVID-19 in a pediatric population and should be received by all students, when in fact there is not enough vetted research like has been conducted throughout time. However, how are you studying this potential adverse effects, Mr. Terry? What will you do if students who you encourage to receive the vaccine?
I'm sorry, Mr. Nato, I'd like to not do that, we're not supposed to direct anything to a particular member of the school, okay?
Okay,
So,
okay, how is the board, how is the board going to potentially study these adverse effects? What will you do if students who you encourage to receive the vaccine fall prey to it? Further, what is the school board's responsibility to the students? Should students who receive the vaccine offer the misleading data from the Google Docs sent out by the Lewiston School Board fall prey to this vaccine? Is the school board willing to put in writing that they will be responsible should severe negative health effects befall students coerced into receiving the vaccine from your misleading statements? You are attempting to play Russian roulette with our children, the same way the governor of New York played Russian roulette with our seniors, as we all saw how that fared to them. I have to believe, as a man who is heavily involved in the education of adolescents, don't you want better for our children who look to you for guidance in their curriculum, extracurricular activities, etc.? In closing, as of yesterday, reports across news outlets are verifying that CDC is investigating heart problems in teenagers and young adults who have received the COVID-19 vaccine. Our children's health is not for sale.
thank you. Ms. Taylor, did you want to do that or? All right, thank you very much. All right, it is, the protocol of Board of Education not comment community comments, so we'll take your comments under review and respond to them. Community comments, schedules, and reports. Facility committee meeting, the next meeting is May 26th, Ms. Hickson.
I was privileged to go to this meeting and very interesting information to share. They talked about the work that was focused on the cost, the increased cost that was the above beyond that. They talked about the second year of the plan about bringing it back up into smaller groups, separating it out, not one large group, in hopes that the cost would be less.
Yeah, it wasn't the solar project. That was the cost of it was the capital project. The bids came in. You're all watching and seeing the issues that are played in the construction industry, across our country, in terms of the cost of lumber and plastic and petroleum-based materials and all of those kinds of things. So that greatly impacted the bids that came in from the estimates that were created by our construction management. So we're trying to get creative to get all of the work in, given the context of the bidding environment. So, but the solar projects,
We're waiting for our.
yeah, the solar projects on track, and we'll be putting out an RFP, accepting some proposals, and we'll be moving forward quickly with the solar project.
Very good. Superintendent Student Advisory Council. Sorry.
We are going to be having our in-person Superintendent Student Advisory Council on June the 8th. It was going to be June the 1st, but some of the senior groups were busy, so it's going to be June the 8th. High school library. Have a chance to bid our seniors of the group farewell. Have an opportunity to debrief from our students with regard to the rounding out of this school year and anticipating what we can expect for the next school year. So it'll be great to get back with them on campus working to gain their feedback and garner their focus as we move our school district.
The next Instruction and Assessment Review Council will meet on June the 4th. It's kind of, it's not. You don't think that, or is that what it's doing? Very good. The next ordinance and proposals board meeting will be on June 9th, and Swansea Swearingen will be sending those documents over to us for review. Next Lewiston meeting, Naglet Learning School Board Association will meet on June 10th. I'll have a report for you following that. Policy Review Committee will meet next on June 14th, which will be before our work session. Do you have something for that, from the previous meeting? Very good. And we're approving those this evening. Administrative reports. Welcome back, administrators. This is the return of our in-person administrative reports since March, since maybe even February of 2020. So I would like to welcome to the podium Ms. Tamara Larson.
Thank you, Mr. Reardon, and thank you to the entire board for all the support that you have given us as we have been working through this COVID pandemic. It truly is not on notice. And I want to congratulate our new board members. I've had the pleasure to work with every one of you, PTSA, and within the primary building, really proactive volunteers. So I'm so pleased that we're part of this school community. So it does feel good to be back here, and a little different. Not as many chairs and people in the audience, but it does feel like we were coming down right now. So thank you for having us all here tonight in person. And I'd like to start. I know I send you newsletters every month, but I'd like to start with something that we're doing as part of our leadership initiative. In my newsletter, you may have noticed that we have a Make This Month Out calendar. And what that is really about, this is our anthology back 5 days of in-person instruction for all of our students. And it really is to celebrate this first full month back, but also to give every elementary student a chance to shine and to show that they can do it. So we challenge them every day to do one of these things. For example, today was really all about doing a chore. This is my favorite one ever. Doing a chore without being asked. So we put that out to the kids today. But we also had some other ones like draw a picture for someone, make someone's day by giving them a hug in your high school. So there's all different things here, and we've arranged them our leadership in a way that we organize each other. So they're also learning the language and how to implement the language on a daily basis. So we're having a great time with that, and it really is about having a daily emotional state of consciousness. And that's one of the vocabulary terms teaching children how to make it daily emotional conscious. So throughout the month, we're making each day as they well live, and we're teaching to pride in what they do for others. On another note, this calendar was in honor of the beloved who is doing, and is also in honor of this. So this is the time of the year where we are really building bridges. So all the building principals are working together to transition our students into uncharted territory. So I'm working with drivers to transition the second graders and third month leaders in my building, and he is working with the middle and so forth. It's really important to know we're in a campus-based environment that we have visual activities, even here like this one, to transition students. That was something that was more challenging last year. And we work together and bring this virtually to our students, but this year we're doing as much as we can in person in a safe way. So there's a lot of details around for that.
in person or virtually, and there are all kinds of celebrations that we will do this year under the new guidelines of the state law. For example, our second and third graders at Kaminsky will have another butterfly release ceremony. There will be that interaction outside, and they will be able to have 2 guests with them. So it's going to take us a little longer to do class by class, so we don't have large crowds and but we felt that that was very important for that. It's really some knowledge for the children. They start in kindergarten and pre-K, learning about the race cycle of the butterfly, and then they really get to spread their wings and fly. So that is enough to have that ceremony. That's going to take place on the 10th. We do need it not to rain that day. We do rain dance, but we will be on June 11th as a rain dance that happens. So we really become a compass and a guide for our students. I wrote to parents about that. We really need to be that guide around this education area. We are also going to do something a little different for our kindergartners this year. Kindergarten has been a different year without having a volunteer program aligned in the building. Although some parents have taken projects home and helped us in other unique ways this year. We really wanted to give those kindergarten parents who had PK cut short last year a moment with the children to celebrate that stage of Lewiston-Porter. So we're going to do that out by our 10th. And we're going to have, again, do personalized class by class graduation ceremony. Our teachers are working on a really nice project that we will have there. They will be reading from their journals, what they want to be when they grow up. Like my son is, I remember him stating, I want to go to so we'll see what comes out of that. Maybe we'll do that. So we will be doing that again class by class. So it'll take us 2 days, and that'll take place on the 18th of June and the 24th. Correct. We also have kindergarten screening and orientation set up. Orientation for the screening will take place right in this room by appointment for all our new kindergartners. Those kindergartners that are on the Lewiston pre-K program do not that screening. They'll be screened right in-house at our school. But for those that are new, and we have 40 now that have registered that are new, bringing our total, our last total was 107. And I know that child who's in charge of that has some other calls the registration. So we're probably up to about the 110 point right now for kindergarten. We do screening here, and then we are going to have to let the teachers virtually. The first week come back from Memorial Day weekend, so that's going to already be next week, the first and second. And they're even though the virtual, they're very interactive. Videos, we have a lot to offer virtually, and I think we're finding even for our forums that some parents, they really like the virtual option because they don't really have to take a whole class off work, and we try to do that strategic time to support different ones. Any questions about any transition activities or kindergarten at this time? Okay, I also want to give a shout out. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, but there's a lot going on. I just want to give a shout out. I know we had the coding kids here from the IEC last month, but Mrs. Cadillac's primary coding team, one of them, she had several of them, but one of them was really honored with such a proud title, and they received honorable mention for being the most collaborative collaborators. And we're really proud of them because I watched them work in excitement. They would meet the next challenge, get the right code. It was amazing. We worked with them on those remote hundreds. They would come in on remote hundreds and work right in the classroom. But this is the first time we second graders and third graders ever coached, and then came together with classes. And they really did an amazing job along the journey, and they really persevered, which is what it's all about. So I just want to give a shout out to them and their
everyone.
Good to be back.
Thank you, Sarah. Who's starting again?
That's a tough act to follow. Usually I go with Andy, not her, so. But just like Mrs. Larson said, welcome to the board members. It's great to be back. Last month I was here, and it was awesome, so we'll be back this month. And I think we're coming again next month, with Mrs. Petit, and Miss Petit, to present, differences project that we put together for one of our students. So I'm happy to be back next month. To do that. Going into our fifth week of all of our students back, it's been great. It's like we never missed a beat, other than some of the different protocols we have in place. Teachers are actively engaged with kids, what they need, and like I said, we never missed a beat. So I'm grateful to have a loud cafeteria and moving all the way. As silly as that would sound, but it was quiet for a little bit. And sometimes we don't really. It's going very well. And I'd like to just highlight a couple of things that are going on in our building. I did send our main newsletter. I don't know if you have it in front of you. I'm just going to go through and highlight a couple of our students that have received some awards. I have Alyssa Cardamone and Kaminsky Hillman, who did some Earth Day projects for Senator Robert Ward, and their posters are on his website, and they have been honored, so that was really nice to see. Mrs. Kaminsky's library classes, they did a Zoom with some of the Buffalo Sabres staff, and they integrated the STEAM into it. So that was really fun for her classes. They've had staff of Brian Duff, Martin Duran, Kelsey Barrett, and Eric Victoria. So they really enjoyed that. They were able to submit questions to have answers to some of the things. I like the first one. One student asked, "What made you smile today?" Which was pretty, they have all these great things to talk about angles of the ice and what they teach the actual players on where to hit on the board. And this child really, what made you smile today? So that's pretty special. So thank you to her. Our IEC music department, they are getting ready for the end of the year summer concert, which I'm super excited about. It's great to hear the orchestra band back in the auditorium. So the dates for the summer series is going to be June 16th and June 17th. Grades 3 through 6, and it's going to be at the high school auditorium. And then our coding kids were here last month. We honored them in our newsletter. But then I have a couple of teachers, Miss Bradshaw and Mrs. Damone and Ms. Smith, doing some passion projects. And it's just amazing what some of these kids are doing and the acknowledgement they're getting within our community. One of our students, Charlotte Ryan, was able to go to the last board meeting, and she was given signs. Her passion project was for dog crossing. In her neighborhood, she wanted people to know there was dogs in the area, and to watch for the dogs. So they made dog signs and they're putting them up in her neighborhood. So if you haven't seen that, that was the Sentinel. I'll pass that around and take a look at that. And then we have Liam Suter, who was published in the Team OPRHP newsletter. And he's a student who, fourth grade student, who did a project for Art Park and put trash bags out for people to take, because when he goes to the trail with his family, there's sometimes trash. So when you walk in, you can grab a bag and when you walk the trail, you can pick up the trash. But there are a lot of other great passion projects that our students are doing right now, and most of them will be in our June newsletter. So I'll make sure to share that with all of you so you can look at it. And then just the last thing, I know Tamara touched a little bit on it, our moving updates. I've been working with our 5th grade team and their peer leader, Mrs. Lester, to come up with how 5th grade meeting house is going to look. And we really feel the same way Mrs. Larson discussed having families back on campus. Following all the protocols, but we are going to invite families on campus. We have 2 days, June 22nd and June 23rd. One class at a time. We'll have an auditorium and we'll have a moving up ceremony, similar to the way we've done it in the past. However, it was all the kids. This will be classroom specific. And we're giving each family 2 tickets. So they'll be able to bring two guests. The invite has gone out. Parents do know when that moving up ceremony is going to be. The other thing, 5th graders always look up to the skating part. We, in the past, have rented out skate land, and all the 5th grade students spend the day roller skating, they black the lights out, they get all the flow stuff, and it's just something that 5th graders look up to. Unfortunately, we can't do it again this year, but we will have the Kona ice truck come for them, and we reserve the playground that day from 12:30 to about 3 o'clock for the 5th grade children. So there'll be 5th grade students and their classroom teachers, will do yearbook signing, but have a special day so they can all be together. Any questions with any of that?
No.
I was just curious what the difference was.
What was that?
The difference in project with that.
Oh, it's something our multi-age
Okay.
community service classroom put together, and they created puzzles that say we all fit, we all belong together. And we have a student with Down syndrome, and they made a video about her and just kind of explaining it. So they're going to present at the next meeting. I can share the video with you. It's on Facebook, it's on our Twitter account. So if you're on Twitter, or our Facebook. Yeah, but it was really special, and they raised money. The puzzle was sold for I think $12. So we have some money from the profit went to. Yeah, it's really special. It made me cry. Joyce, the teacher shared it with me first thing. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we're going to hear it next meeting. For that.
I do believe they've reached out to Marissa and presenting it. I didn't know we were coming together, and I know we presented that.
Yeah, no, very good.
But it's really special. I mean, they'll make me cry. So, yeah. Any other questions? No, it's great to be back, and thanks
Well,
for all your support.
Mrs. Rodriguez,
Yeah.
did you want these back?
Yeah, I'll take them. They were hanging in my office.
Mr. Young.
Board members. And good to see all of you again. It's been a long time. I hope that our middle school board member parents got good reports. And for me, today was a very special day. Like Mr. Aiden said, it just felt different. It felt like we were back almost, the vibe of the building was totally different. And pretty thankful to be part of the team at the middle school. We made it see our teachers, our custodians, and secretaries, and attendance person. Everyone did a great job really making it happen today. And really, it was very smooth. When I have any concerns going forward, it's like they're getting a little bit squirrely, it's getting warm and normal. Very excited to be back. Mr. Robert, did he share these notes with you? Did you get his okay? I'll just highlight very few things. I'll be brief. We did complete our English testing last week, which as many of you know is very critical in establishing benchmark data for our kids to decide how we can best support them. So we start to think about next year and scheduling. We'll be using those results to make some of the decisions. They will be sent home as per usual early next week. Mr. Bollinger had me read like a 3-page advertising every morning on the announcements of the Washington D.C. trip. Very excited about that. And somewhere in the neighborhood of 90-some kids going. It's going to be an outstanding trip. Very excited about that for next year. Still time to sign up to get the early bird special. Today we have our web training where everybody belongs, a very special program in the middle school. And we were our web leaders, Mr. Bollinger, and civilians, Mr. Label, and our 7th graders who are going to be the future leaders of web. And they were training there today and we were talking about what that means and just how important they are for our 6th graders in particular, and also them transitioning to our building and also the leaders in our building. So that was a great day. It was good to see them. And we had some of our remote kids in there, we love leaders. Yeah, it just felt, today was, it just felt awesome. It felt wonderful. And for me, it was very welcome. 5th grade orientation tours. We have scheduled a lot of dates and time with studying in classrooms. They're going to be coming over starting June 1st, I believe. A couple of days we'll get all of the kids over to the building to see it and get a better feel for what the next school is going to be like next year. A lot of things to celebrate. I hope they got to see the drive-in, the work at the drive-in, the virtual meeting presentation was outstanding. Mr. Marinacci did some new things with our music kids. We're making rap songs and laying down tracks. It's pretty neat. I hope we get a chance to see some of that stuff. It should be on the website. That's about it. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rolls.
Good evening, everyone. I want to echo my congratulations on your joining the board here. Believe it or not, this is actually my first administrative report that I can stand behind this podium in front of me. I was scheduled for my first one in March, and obviously we didn't have a March 2020 board meeting. I know people have heard before, but I was 5 weeks on the job before we went into one of the COVID shutdown. I'm happy that we're getting about 5 weeks of students on campus, 5 days a week in person. I want to echo Alan. We had a very successful opening day. Went very smooth and has a lot to do with faculty and staff. And we've been planning this for weeks, and the more I thought about it, I really believe we've been planning since Monday, March 16th of 2020. This was always our intended goal that once it's safe to bring these students back into our buildings, walk the halls. I agree with Alan, there was a much different vibe of what that building felt like. It sounded fantastic. It was amazing to see full, bus loads coming off in front of the building, walking around those classrooms, in the hallway, in the cafeteria. Everyone did an amazing job. So I want to thank them for their dedication. I know it's been a very difficult 15 months for all of us in some form or fashion. And it's just great to feel like we're starting to get back to normal, what that looks like, and what that feels like, as the entire Lewiston family can enjoy each other's company. We had very few absences today, so I think there's a lot to do with plan and we've been communicating. It's important to communicate with our families. And once again, it was just a great day for the Lewiston family. I agree with Alan as well. Wednesday, Mr. Cassari and I were at the Transit Drive, and there was an amazing production up on that big screen. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Burr, Mrs. Sharp, and Mr. Marinaccio. The sound quality, just the whole presentation, and then also to see the talent. I walked away by saying how amazing every one of those students were to be up on that big screen. Well over 100 cars were present, and the community really bought into that presentation. And so all the way around, it's a fantastic job. And then Thursday, Mr. Cassari and I were at the Student Achievement Recognition Dinner with our valedictorian, salutatorian, and also the student that was ranked 3rd in our class. We were with Justin Curry, Justin Bond, and Jesse Avilashow. It was another fantastic meeting we got to spend. It's just a small Newport community that was hosted at the Lockport High School. It takes many years of hard work for those students to earn those crystal buffaloes, and we were very proud as they unwrapped them at the table. And so it was just a fantastic evening. Now, as I close out here, there's a lot of events going on as we move into June, especially with our seniors. First off, on Tuesday, June 3rd, will be our introduction for this year's National Honor Society. I'm also glad as campus that we decided to have those events with parents actually present. And so that's what we were planning in the high school auditorium for those inductees. The senior parade is scheduled for Wednesday, June 16th. We're going to follow that same parade route that last year community one that we did as we were traveling through the community. And then we'll come back here for lunch with our seniors and just really enjoy each other's company. I want to thank the Lewiston Police Department once again for the continued sponsorship of that event. Senior prom is scheduled for Friday, June 18th. It's at the Wurlitzer, where it's located on Niagara Falls Boulevard in Northtown London. As those restrictions start to lessen, there's a little more flexibility and freedom for those seniors. So I hope they can enjoy. Last year, the senior class unfortunately could not have a school sanctioned prom the senior class weekend. And then we're looking at commencement scheduled for Friday, June 25th. That would be an outdoor ceremony this year. It will be located behind kind of the main event where they do their free concerts on Tuesday night. So we're excited about having one ceremony. There's one Newport family. Unfortunately, the restrictions last year worked out to be about 3 ceremonies. This will be the whole entire class. So really the next 5 weeks they can be together, and then as they close out their amazing career here at Lewiston-Porter, we will be doing so as one Newport family. There is a rain date just in case, Sunday, June 27th, also our part. I continue to communicate with the high school community about the calendar events, senior events. I will continue to do so as things may change due to any guidance from New York State or the Niagara County Department of Health. But we're very excited and built. This time of year we start to prepare ourselves for wishing our seniors nothing but the best. They've had a very rough, year and a half as a senior class, but they persevered. They were happy to be together in the building. So walking around talking about the seniors. This is what they were hoping to have to close out the 2020 school year. Any questions in regards to the administrative report? Any questions in regards? It really was a fantastic opening day. I want to thank the board for their continued leadership and also support. I agree with Tammy that it's not unnoticed. Very important to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In person. It really has been a really long 15 months, and we are so proud of the work that each of you has done. So, I think I can speak for everyone. Yes, Dean. Yeah.
For a family that's not comfortable, not make it
I think that that's one of the good things that's going to come out of everything. To bring people into not only the events, but right into the classroom. I think we just all approached it a little bit more thoughtfully than we would have before. And I think that's something that's going to stick with us. It's going to just really enhance everyone's lives. So thank you. All right, I'm going to now move on to our administrators here at the table. Dr. Lyon.
All right. I want to start by, again, congratulating our new board members. It's just really exciting. I also want to say thank you to the board, our administrators, our teachers, and our families for what was described here in terms of the ease of what happened today. That doesn't happen because one group of people is doing great work. It happens because collaboratively we're working together to make that possible. And it really starts from the leadership of the board and Mr. Cassari. So thank you. I want to share that we have teachers who have engaged in a year-long process this year called the Peer Coaching Academy. And if you have come into this building in the past, I don't know, month or so, you'll see posters on the wall. Those posters are from last year's Peer Coaching Academy participants. And this year, last year we weren't able to talk and share that learning in person, but this year we'll be able to. So that's on June 4th, in case anybody is interested. It's in the afternoon from 4 until 5:30 here. I've also had the great privilege to do work with a vertical K-5 team of teachers and related service providers and administrators around creating an aligned response to intervention handbook. And in fact, we even had some middle school representation because our goal is to not just do it K-5, but really have it be K-12. And so last week with the support of Mary Beeger, who is a consultant with Access Mathematics, we continue to do that work, and we're excited to get that rolled out before the end of the school year to the teachers in our PEC and IEC. Today there was an all district peer coordinator meeting. And so this is, we have 2 per year, and we started doing that last year. So this was the opportunity for all peer coordinators to have conversations and talk about what's going on in the district. As a district, we really focus on the professional learning community model, and that has us focus on 4 questions. The 4 questions are, what do we want our students to know and be able to do? How do we know if they know it? What do we do if they still need help? And what do we do if they are ready for more? And so in preparation for this school year, we've spent a lot of time talking about curriculum. What do we want our students to know and be able to do in light of the situation that we've experienced over the past 15 months? So having conversations about what do kids need to know, what's nice to know, what do we need to let it go, you know? So as we're moving into next year, we'll be really focused as a district on how do we know what our students know, which is that assessment arm of the conversation. And so as a district, we'll be adopting assessment software. And the expectation is that next year our core teachers, meaning ELA, science, math, and social studies, 6 through 12, will be embarking in becoming familiar with our assessment software. It will be a 3-year-long implementation with the staggered start. So next year, as I said, it's just the 4 secondary teachers, but then the year after that, it will be everybody all in the school, and you will continue to hear me talk about it repeatedly. What's so important about this assessment software is that when we were in school, I know that I felt like when I took the test, then everything was done. The teacher moved on to the next thing, but that's really not what good teaching looks like, and we know better now. And so assessment really is our opportunity as a springboard into understanding what kids need more of and more support, or where they're being successful. So that's really questions 3 and 4 of those PLC questions. The challenge is it can be really time consuming to collate that information. And so the assessment software will help us be more efficient and effective with collating that information so that we can spend our energy, which is finite, energy is finite, doing things about it. So it's very exciting work that's taking place. Summer school is, you know, we're working on it. So K-8 will be summer camps. And then 6 through 12, students who need summer school because of failure during the school year, they'll have that opportunity as well. There are a lot of moving parts with summer school. So our families will be hearing more about that in the very near future. Generally speaking, for our summer camps, our students who are currently receiving remediation are the students who will be invited to participate, as well as those students who qualify for remediation based on the spring Ames Web results. So as Mr. Ingram shared, we are administering Ames Web, not just in the middle school, but really across our district. It's so nice to have that information that is consistent as the student goes from school to school in our district. Summer work. So I just shared with you all that information about last year. We focused on curriculum. This year, we're going to focus on assessments for teachers over the summer. So teachers will have the opportunity to design what are called common formative assessments. And that's part of a PLC model or professional learning community that as a teacher, I don't work by myself. I work in collaboration with others. And so when we think about the students as our students, not just my students, we can target their needs in a shared manner. And then hopefully I'll see some of these faces that I'm seeing here tonight at the Erie County School Boards Association training. I do the training around academics and a school board member role related to teaching and learning. So that is coming up a week from this Thursday. And so it's a virtual opportunity this year. So I look forward to that. Does anybody have any questions about anything that I've shared? Because otherwise I have very lengthy catches to share with you.
I was just gonna say before you move on.
Yes.
I had the thought just even, just this really last week.
Yeah.
Just the amount of professional development, the amount of work that has still happened this year with everything else that has been going on has, I just had that moment where I was like, it's amazing. I mean, it just speaks to the dedication of our teachers, of our staff, of our curriculum department, that, with everything else that is on everyone's plate, that everyone's still looking forward and doing the work. And I just want to throw that out there and everyone involved. So it was amazing when I just took that moment to stop and reflect that. So,
And I looked at the school board members. I think the presentation was the best of all the training.
Oh, gosh.
It really was. It engaged with the most. If you get the opportunity to, you need to do it, but it's really, it's enjoyable, it's funny. She's pretty good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. And in terms of, in response to all this professional development, when I look at somebody like Mr. Ingram, who is an administrator in our district with a very specific role, most of his role in a normal experience, I call him a firefighter. So there are fires that emerge and he has to go put them out. I happen to be a fire prevention specialist. And so I don't tend to have a lot of fires that I need to put out. I need to help ensure that fires don't happen in terms of teaching and learning. And so I spend a lot of my time working on future-oriented tasks and projects, which I quite love. It can be very difficult, though, to talk about future when the present feels very urgent. And so there has been a fine line that has had to be walked by all of us, I think, as we talk about things like the strategic plan or, talking about assessment. We are lucky to be transitioning to a place where having those conversations doesn't feel silly and feels normal. All right, catches of the week. So we're going back to April 29th for this first catch, and it was a catch by Michelle Zachary. She said, "My catch of the week is Linda Johnson. Linda is a teacher aide in the IUC. I am thrilled to have this opportunity to acknowledge Linda. When you see her working with students, you always see a kind and caring person. She always has a positive outlook and a smile on her face. Linda always shows respect and patience to the children she works with. She participates in every activity with her students. No matter what subject area her students are engaged in, she truly values the whole child. With her fellow colleagues, she is always willing to help with the procedures of the classroom to make sure lessons flow smoothly so that the students can have maximum time for the task at hand. She also is given her time outside of the workday as a chaperone for extracurricular concerts and events. She is someone who represents Newport with professionalism and pride. Congratulations, Linda. I tell people when they're the catch, I send them an email. I say, congratulations, your job is not to catch somebody else. And so you have two parameters. One is you need to let me know by Wednesday. And then the second is, please don't catch somebody who you work with directly. And so you will notice that it tends to stay within a building, but it tends not to be somebody who people work with directly. So here we go. Linda says, thank you, Michelle Zachary, for honoring me with the catch of the week. I love what I do behind the scenes to enable the great learning that takes place here at the IEC. Our custodial staff obviously had its challenges this year with the DOH's ever-changing guidelines. They really had to step up to the plate to keep our buildings safe and clean. Because of this, I would like to recognize the IEC custodial team of Cheryl Wilson and Justine Watson. Before the school year started, this hardworking team had to remove desks from the classrooms and tables from the cafeteria where desks were then placed 6 feet apart. They then had to add additional desks to the cafeteria and classrooms where the guidance changed over spring break. They've had the added task of sanitizing classrooms, bathrooms, and the cafeteria this year. Their flexibility has been demonstrated recently with the addition of various snack times held in the cafeteria throughout the day where the desks have to again be cleaned between users. When you see this tireless team in the halls on their way to sanitize yet another classroom and or bathroom, they always greet you with a smile. They are definitely deserving of this recognition as team players. We're lucky to have them as Newport employees. Congratulations to Carol and Justine, who then caught Jill Jarzewski. It was only a matter of time. And so there are so many people who deserve to be recognized. It is hard to pick just one, they wrote. This year has been very challenging for all of us. With that being said, Jill always has a smile on her face and a kind word for everyone. She is always available to talk to anyone in need, no matter how busy she may be. To see her interact with her students is so inspiring. She is a positive influence on all of us. She works nonstop every day for all of her teachers and union members. If there were more people on earth like her, it would be a better place. Yeah, I'm convinced Jill has more hours in her day than the rest of us. So, and then here's Jill's catch. What a beautiful honor to receive this catch of the week, and so special coming from two amazing ladies. Thank you, Cheryl and Justine. Thank you. I spent quite some time trying to choose the next catch, and honestly, I could give this honor to so many wonderful LP family members. It was certainly a difficult decision. This week, I would like to choose the entire kindergarten team, from the teachers who embrace those babies to the aides who support every aspect of their journey. I've watched these special educators for many, many years, and their patience, love, dedication, and passion for some of our youngest minds is truly impressive. Thinking of those precious little human beings stepping into a full day of academics and trying to navigate their day away from their moms and dads requires some very special people to receive them at the door. In addition, it is extremely inspiring to watch each of you guide your students through the process of becoming independent. I would get emotional watching you all go from holding their hands around the entire bus loop the first several months of school to standing on the corner supporting and observing their independence while they made their way around on their own. I thoroughly enjoyed talking with many of your kindergartners, and I loved hearing the wonderful things they shared with me about their day with each of you. Thank you for who you are and what you do for all of our students, all of your students and our students. So, congratulations to the catches of the week.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to say congratulations to our new board members. If you were here earlier, you would have seen that I wanted to swear in more people. And I was I'm going to do it again. This is a great team. So I hope you'll be happy here because you are working with wonderful people. So what I've been working on lately is just a little bit of a lot of things. We've been working as a leadership team to really kind of parcel out how we're going to spend this CARES 2 and the RFSA funding that we have. So we've been meeting with our principals, our administrators, our administrative team to really look at what are we going to do moving forward to help improve instruction for our students. Some of that is going to be the summer school program that we're working on. We're working on some instructional specialists. I've been doing, Kathy Moore has been out, so I've been doing a tremendous amount of posting.
but I think we have some really good plans in place that will help support what our building needs are gonna be. So then I'll be online trying to figure out how to get that plan approved, because there's always some little complicated changes going on. Right now, we're in the process of open enrollment. We talked a little bit earlier about the fact that we did change how we fund our insurance. So I'm doing all the paperwork that gets us to where we need to be in terms of that. I purchased our stop loss. We have to have plan designs in place, and the plan designs will mirror what we currently have for all 4 plans. We go through an open enrollment period every year, and this year is no different, so we're winding down on that. Today I met with our financial planner, Municipal Solutions, along with Eric, who is working on our project. You heard earlier that we have to rebid out part of our project. After talking to Maggie today, they said many districts are in similar positions, because what has happened is the cost of the equipment has just skyrocketed. The cost of metals, the cost of wood, the cost of PVC. So when we look at rebidding and buying some of the stuff later, you don't really need all the money up front. So this is actually going to impact our schedule of values for when we'll spend the money. So I am not interested in borrowing more than I need until I need it. So we can spend some time kind of parceling out and digging through what we'll really need when, so that we can reschedule our finance at priority. Thank goodness our budget is passed, and I'm excited. So we're starting to input our new budget numbers. If you remember me saying 2 years ago, we really separated out the codes because of transparency reporting. So that's a little bit time consuming. This year was the first year we had a lockbox for taxes. So in the past, you could go to the bank and pay your taxes. This year, because of COVID, the bank is not accepting taxes at the local tellers. They are holding a position that they're not going to do it next year. So last year was a bit complicated. We got into the game a little late. We bought our mailbox. We did what we needed to do. This year, we're going to try to get more of our taxpayers to send their payment directly into the bank. And we've set up some file sharing protocols. So I've been working with key banks to make sure we can get all of our room numbers correct, so that they can do this regulation and send us the files. Great to be open. For transportation, it was like having a third reopening. So transportation went, I'm gonna knock on wood, relatively smooth this morning. And hopefully it will continue to be that way. As we look at summer school, we are looking at transportation for summer school. So I don't know if you've seen it or not, but we did put a business paper to get transportation bids for the summer. We are required to do that for SED, so we can get contact approved. I will be working on a contract for our local vendors. This is the 10-year one. We re-up contracts with the YMCA for our summer and wraparound programs, daycare contracts, all of those contracts that we just do. So I'm working on those, and I'll be meeting this week on our specific flight safety plan and
Mr. Sarah.
Stole a little bit of my thunder with all the reports. This morning was a wonderful opening for full instruction, full 5 days of instruction for students in grades 6 to 12. Your team did a great job, gentlemen, so thank you very much for making that happen. It truly did feel like the first day of school in many regards, but it was great to have it back. I had a chance to take a look at the attendance. There was some concern that some students might not decide to continue to be remote today, so to speak, but we had about 96% attendance at the high school and about 98% attendance at the middle school. So that's just of the students who were eligible to come back, not the remote students who continue to finish out the next month. So it was really good. I know, Mr. Rose, we were talking a little bit about, there's a little traffic congestion on the Johnson Drive coming in and out, so we try to continue to get at that tomorrow morning. I know that there was about 3 light wait at Fletcher Road, so that's something we have to take into consideration as well. And yeah, families will start to get used to the flow, so to speak. But over at the middle school, went really well in terms of pick up and drop off. I was very impressed with just the ease of the flow that I saw this morning. So that was great. Worked really well. Very happy about that. Yes, it would be great to continue to move towards some of those end of the year events that Mr. Rose is speaking about. Again, Mr. Rose mentioned that he had an opportunity this past week to be at the drive-in with the virtual musical showcase, which Dr. Gupta and I, working behind the scenes, were able to kind of get all the pieces in place, working with the music department to get the transit drive-in. And you never know really what to expect in those experiences, but man, oh man, is that just terrific. And it was better than terrific. And especially proud of the talent and just the tremendous opportunity that we had to listen and hear some of those great singers and performers that we had. The last time we saw a lot of those kids was in Mamma Mia, which they were outstanding in Mamma Mia. And so to see them again perform some of those show tunes was just outstanding. And I know that we talked a little bit about the 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade performance in Mr. Marinaccio, just what's happening over there. There were some really, really talented young people over in that middle school. So the legacy in the future of our music department and the school musical especially is boundless in terms of real knowledge. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was just a great evening, and it was a great turnout. So I'm glad that it all came off really well. Mr. Rolls mentioned we continue to work with Art Park on the graduation. So Dr. Gupta had reached out to the Niagara County Health Department today. We do not need to test or show proof of vaccination for the Prom because we're under 250, but because we're over 500 at the graduation, there will be a need to show proof of vaccination or testing. And so we have, and the testing must be done within 72 hours of the event. So we'll continue to remind folks that is the protocol. And I don't know if everybody's downloaded the Excelsior Pass, but that's what, Art Park being a state-run park, they'll be looking for the Excelsior Pass. And then we can facilitate some of the testing. The test that we had set aside for the Prom, we're now going to hold off, and Dr. Gupta, we have Aviana available on the day of the.
They're looking for 4 people for us, so they'll have 4 people available. I have not put my work order in yet, but we will be looking to the high school then. So some of our nurses will be able to help out as well. So I think we can process almost 400 people.
Yeah, that'll be good. So we'll open it up to those students that are not yet fully vaccinated, and then what we have left over, we can offer to some families. We'll try to do that as best we can to get as many into the event as possible. And then, Dr. Gupta, we're set to go tomorrow for the Niagara County Department of Health.
I've been getting some phone calls actually in my office about the process and what that looks like, how long it takes to sign up. So we're ready to go tomorrow. We will be having a clinic here at our central office.
So we're running the vaccination clinic here. We're excited about that. I talked to Commissioner Stapleton today. So this is the 3rd. He's done it at Royhart. They've done it at Wilson. They've done it in Parker, and now they're coming to us, and then new things next. And the great thing about this is that of all of the clinics, we are the most busy for tomorrow. We have over 225 individuals signed up for vaccination tomorrow, mostly students, which is great. So we're excited about that, and we're hopeful that that'll go well tomorrow. So that'll run from 9 a.m. to approximately 3 p.m. Yeah. Both vaccines will be available. So 12 and up are available for the clinic tomorrow. That's it.
All right, well, very good. So at this point, we will move to board member comments before we move into district operations. The history assignment. Congratulations to the board members and welcome. Thank you really good. But it's all worthwhile. Mr. Wolf, I'd like to comment on your statement that it was the first time you presented to the board. It's the first time I've been principal. And I was very happy. It is about the particular questions that really drive what we do in the board. And I was very happy to hear all of you. Please, work with everybody to share that our school speak. I'd like to thank the community members for blessing the record. There were really support. So it was and I guess it's going to be a little presumptuous of me to do it, but I'd like to speak to the board. You know, I'm not supposed to do that. But I know that we are children. We have some hard and the year of brainstorming this year about how we would get that, how we would get the and I know that we can all through. So we've done back more than thank you.
So although I enjoyed reading their monthly update, it was somewhat unusual to hear about all the things going on in the building in person and do this. So I think I'll help out. And so did our community members, thank you for sharing what is with us.
Thank you. Ms. Warren.
Well, I just wanted to welcome very great to see parents so well to PTA as this part. Really great to see really know what's going on in the building. I feel very pleased with the fact that we had an opportunity to have all of us, most of our students back. So students who are remote, regularly, for in-person instruction. Very, very pleased with the updates on the content. Really to look at that. Very nice to get our presentation back. This meeting, I think here's how we figure it out. I had a pleasure of attending the music performance today. I would say always is, obviously, the way what we do, but I see the middle schoolers totally proud. You know, I had to chase Cameron down to college. His daughter had a solo. Hey, perfect pitch, perfect voice control. I mean, just like amazing. Very good one. Very good. Thank you. I'm happy to have you back to it. Whole year. You know, you just have to do the work for the company. That's really beautiful. And super happy to have you. You know, it's only 5 days to
it is just echoing what everyone said. It is wonderful just to be back in person to this maybe having the board back together, to be able to welcome students at the last meeting, to be able to, this is the first meeting the public has been open to attend, as well as the administrators. And you know, it's been a really long haul. And to have things moving forward, it it's just, I didn't know when we were going to get there. So to be able to welcome students back, to be able to welcome others back, it's just incredible. I really want to thank both Julie and Monica and Jen and Charlotte for stepping up during a global pandemic to serve on board education. It's all four of you. And that really speaks volumes to your character and your dedication to the students in this community. So this has been, there's always everyone saying, oh, it's like a strategy. Well, it isn't. There are so many moments that are remembered. But in all the years that I've served on the board, I never anticipated anything like what we've been through in the past year. So, as I was thinking in these years earlier, I really need to thank our board. We've come together, and it has always been just thoroughly dedicated to our students and our teachers and their staff. And I cannot thank you all and the administrators, those teachers, Patty Hunter, and especially Tom, for getting the students last year. I know it's just, we can see that right in the summer. I'm going to be so happy when we get back to the first day of school next year. We do have studies. We still have kids that are remote, my son is. So when we can get everyone back on campus, it's going to be easy. But I'm just going to celebrate right tonight as far as we come today, getting these coming back. So thank you all. Yeah, at this time, we're going to move on to district operations. I would like to move to approve M1 minutes from the April 26th regular board meeting by the second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. If I go too fast, I'll go a little slower. I would like to move to approve M2 minutes from the April 27th special board meeting, if I don't have a second. Now, each of the data those meetings, you're still welcome to approve them because they have been submitted. As they were submitted by the district clerk, there is an opportunity for the board members who were there to say, oh, we didn't note this right, or this, so there's always that one who did that. This is something we have done previously as far as, if I wasn't at the meeting, do I need to abstain? We do not. We have to expect that it was so, all right, so I would like to move to approve M2 minutes for the 27th meeting if I know second. All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried.
Just so, okay. That was certainly done too again.
I'm sorry, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, you got it.
I got it.
Got it. Well, no, I'm an alternate district clerk, and I want to make sure she's followed. I got it too.
All right, I would like to move to approve M3, a minutes from the May 10th work session, as submitted by the district clerk. If I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Anyone opposed? So carried. I would like to move to approve M4, this is the record for the budget hearing. It was also on May 10th. If I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. And Patty, if you need us to stop and say, who seconded or anything.
Who got the first motion? Who seconded the first? I thought. Yeah.
Here's what I'm.
I got it. I want to. I'm your backup.
Okay.
I'd like to move to approve M5, official voting results from the annual meeting, budget vote, and election as held on May 18th. If I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve the consent agenda for financial operations, NF1 to NF4. If I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. We have no old business. I'd like to move to approve NA1, policy revision, acceptance of the first reading. If I can have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. It's also nice that we have to I'd like to move to approve NA2, policy revision acceptance of the second reading, if I may have a second. All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve NA3, approval to reject all proposals from the internet contract 1, 2, 3. And then second. Any discussion? Jen?
This is just where we talked about the fact that we didn't have bids, because they were $1 million over what we had really anticipated, so this is not.
Okay.
So it's gonna go back out to bid, but we're not gonna bid for the materials that we need for phase 2. There'll be another bid coming up in the fall.
Okay, so this is just proceed.
Correct.
All right. All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve NA4, approval to reject all proposals for the state contract turf replacement. By that second. Discussion, same thing?
Yes, we're pushing the turf replacement
To the end of the contract.
to the end of the project in case we're doing HVAC first. We need to do air conditioning, so we'll see where we end up.
Very good. All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried. Let's move to approve NA5, approval to accept all contractors for the phase 1 project. If I don't have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve NA6, approval to accept AZM Environmental Consultants as the air monitoring service provider. If I have a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? Who was the second? I don't know. Thank you. All in favor? Yes? Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve NA7, approval of new updated courses. And these are, as outlined, these are part of the English curriculum, correct?
In business.
And business, yes. We're at a second. Any discussion about, anything you want to add?
It's so exciting.
Who wrote that?
I wrote down Jennifer, although I
Okay.
think it might have been Todd.
It was. I was looking at
I know.
I want to take all of these questions. Okay, all in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. Let's move to approve NA8, approval of Lewiston-Porter Administrative Professionals, LCAP, contract. If I have a second. Any discussion? I would just like to say that really it's, what we were heavily discussed, we're very happy to move forward with this contract with LCAP. So, all in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve NA9, approval of the Lewiston-Porter United Educational Employees, the LPPE contract. If I have a second. Any discussion? You know what I said about LCAP. So, and all in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. I'd like to move to approve MP1, recommendations for the CSE placement amendments. If I have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. And I'd like to move to approve MP2, recommendations for the SE placement amendments. If I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. And then I would like to approve the consent agenda for personnel. If I may have a second. Any discussion?
All the personnel, we don't vote on these.
And then when we have the opportunity to do the orientation, we can sort of look at what time to break these out, how both the financial consent agenda and the personnel consent agenda is how those are constructed and put together. And then there's the opportunity to those items. But for tonight, all in favor? Yes. Any opposed? So carried. And then at this point, I would like to adjourn, if I may have a second. All in favor? Yes. Where's my gavel? Here it is. Thank you all for coming out.